Hey guys, welcome to ANX Gamecast, level 125. I'm Unbiased Ann. I'm here with Genesis and Raymond. How's it going, guys?
Good.
It's good.
Are you sure?
I'm great, man.
Are you for real?
I got sleep last night. I don't think everyone on the show got sleep last night, but this guy got sleep last night.
I got sleep, but I'm just still sleepy, so I don't know what it is.
Could be the weather, man.
Could be COVID.
Let's hope not.
You gonna tell me that while I'm here right now?
Yeah.
God, I always need
Raymond.
death of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Anyway,
All right, what are y'all excited to talk about today?
Ray, what you excited to talk about today?
Lots of stuff.
Okay, that's very specific.
Did you like that?
He's like,
Yeah.
everything.
I want to talk about Bigfoot.
I thought
That is not on the agenda.
I thought I was supposed to bring up Bigfoot, and then you were supposed
I think
to.
you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to try it now?
Okay, I'm excited to talk about Bigfoot.
Nah. Although I know you met him the other day.
Yeah.
Tell me, Jason doesn't look like a Bigfoot. That's why he believes.
I feel like he trimmed before he came over, so
He
I don't, so not as much. But anyway, I'm excited to talk about GameStop and Amazon and how that ties into Ghost of Tsushima.
I think I'm gonna try to bring this around, but I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Especially Ghost.
What you got?
Ghost, for sure.
Yeah.
Ghost for sure. Okay. We need to plug your show. I'm not used to plugging other shows on here.
I know it's weird.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just let you go first, and I'll do my thing. Go ahead.
All right, there you go, man. So catch me on Vagabond Nerds. We are on Facebook, Vagabond Nerds. You can catch us on email, vagabondnerds@gmail.com.
Hey.
YouTube, Vagabond Nerds. But more importantly, did we join something?
I think so.
You know what it is?
AVersion TV.
I don't think that was it, man.
I think that was it.
I think we joined CBS.
Oh, that would be great then.
No, okay. Well, then, yeah, we joined AVersion.
Well, if
that's
you
just
join
average.
CBS, I'd be like, whoa, can we get on that?
For real.
Right?
So
How you get them shekels?
Yeah, for real. So you saying we can find Vagabond Nerds on AVersion TV?
I think so.
All right.
Sure.
So speaking of AVersion TV and other things on there,
What else is on there, man?
ANX Gamecast and the ANX Weekly Update. So go there,
Check
watch
us out.
all the videos, even Vagabond Nerds,
Twice.
like all the videos,
Even Vagabond Nerds.
and hit the notification bell so you can get all the updates. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Yeah, I'm just off my game because I'm not used to having to plug other stuff.
Oh, I get it, man. You're
Yeah.
not used to plugging other stuff?
No. So anyway, other thing, I'm gonna start floating this out there because I think I've decided I'm not selling you my Xbox.
Doggone it, man. Come on now.
I'm gonna just start floating this out there. We're thinking about doing a big giveaway. Big giveaway.
When you say big, you're talking maybe something that you couldn't get your hands on.
Right.
Maybe it's sold out. Maybe
It is sold
the
out.
pre-orders are sold out.
Maybe people are fighting each other over it.
Maybe people are getting the cops called on them for
Right.
it.
So talking about doing a giveaway for Xbox Series X, not the S. Let me make sure
Not the crappy one.
not the crap one. No, the X.
The one that looks like a hot plate.
Yeah, not the hot plate.
Yeah.
X.
Yeah, so the X. So thinking about doing that. So if y'all want to be up to date on when that happens, make sure to follow us at ANX Gamecast on Instagram. That's where a lot of the info will go down. Y'all ready to get in round one?
I'm trying to figure out if I qualify for that prize bucket.
I don't know.
Round one.
Round one. So
And you said you didn't plug stuff.
so let's talk about the anime that we're currently watching.
Raymond.
What you got?
I am currently starting Sonic X.
Sonic
which
X.
my son got me into at 10.
Okay.
And
Shout out.
He was like, Dad. I was like, what? He goes, I want you to watch this Sonic X. It's pretty cool. And I was like, no kidding. He's like, yeah. He goes, watch it. He goes, I'll watch it with you. He goes, I haven't really started too much.
Okay.
And so I pull up my Netflix and see that he's watched like the first 2 seasons completely. I'm like, thanks,
I
I'm
haven't
behind.
seen much of it. I've just seen all of it.
Yeah, I was like, okay, thanks, I'm behind. But I'm really surprised. Love the artwork, for sure. I'm huge on animation style. But it's actually a really thoughtful show for a Y7 group, and
Okay.
I was not expecting that.
And we got to remember, this is coming off the heels of our last episode saying that anime is not for kids.
Yeah.
and now we're coming now.
The irony is I'm trying to bring it full circle. This one, I will tell you, it is geared towards kids, but
Yeah.
there's still very much a anime at heart. So there's stuff that's geared that I'm looking at. I'm like, he's not gonna get that, but that was genius for it to be put in there. You know, most cartoons will do that, but
So do we have Urkel as the voice?
we do, and it doesn't. You know, much like when he plays himself.
It is Urkel?
It's not. No. I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
kidding.
I was really like, what?
No, if it's not Urkel, I don't want it. Sorry,
You're not watching anything that's no Urkel?
Sonic.
Why did Jaleel White do his voice?
Yeah, in the original.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the
Oh.
original anime or cartoon, whatever it was.
Well, it wasn't anime. The original one was here.
Yeah.
They produced that here, and you can definitely tell the difference in art style.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But if it's no Jaleel White, then I don't want it.
Man, see, I don't know about that, man.
Just saying. Just saying.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Well, anyway, but it's pretty good.
Hey, Jai White?
Tails?
Tails is in there. The entire cast is in there.
Okay.
Right? So, like, it's a different premise. It's actually, I think it's probably what they, kind of pulled the movie from, basically being he's on his own planet. They're used to running things their way, and then he gets sucked into our world. That's the opening show.
Okay.
But there were some moments in there of levity when he's on our world, like, again, adult driven that you're sitting there looking at, and like, my 10-year-old's not going to appreciate the humor. I appreciate the humor. But again, it was actually really well done. I was surprised. Good voice cast. No Urkel. Sorry, man.
So good, but not great. They didn't want to be great.
Urkel liked cheese, didn't he? Wasn't that
Yeah.
one of those things he liked cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic doesn't like cheese in this. So I want to say it's no Urkel.
Oh, well. Anyway, so let me get into my anime real quick. Goblin Slayer. So you got...
Wait. Is Urkel in this one?
No.
Well, then why do you like this one?
I don't like this one. I'm saying I only want Sonic if Urkel is the voice, like the original. That has nothing to do with Goblin Slayer. But it's just funny because, Goblin Slayer, goblins raping women and things of that nature. So we go from Sonic. I don't think anyone's getting raped.
God, hope not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That's why they call them Tails.
See?
No, it's too soon.
That's Vagabond Nerds.
But I look like I'm looking over at Unbiased here. She's just like, I don't want to talk about this right now. I feel uncomfortable.
Back to Goblin Slayer.
Well,
let's go back to the raping goblins.
Well,
Is that what it is?
So we can at least get through it. Move on.
That's what they said.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Let's hurry up. So anyway, I think I said this on the last show. I booted it up because I know you're not gonna watch it. Terrence watches it, so I'm trying to, shout out, trying to get on his same wavelength. I don't know why he likes this. It's not good and it's getting worse. But anyway, it's something to do while I'm on the treadmill. It's turned into, I don't want to say goofy, but it started off as this goblin raping women, and now it's just like fantasy quest, and like that's really all it amounts to, and you get a little blood here and there. So it's like, what happened to the show? What happened to the darkness? Even though the darkness never really fit because the art style is more cheesy, cartoony, bright colors and things of that nature.
You ever just tap out of a series, or do you have to finish it?
No, I tap out of a lot of series, and I need to start Anime Planet. I need to start back updating that. Where you can keep track of all the anime that you watch and the ones that you stall out on. So this one, again, it's just something to do because I know Terrence knows about it and talks about it while I'm on the treadmill. If he didn't watch it and didn't have a certain interest in it for some reason, I wouldn't watch it.
So he talks to you about this while you're on the treadmill?
No.
I know, it sounded funny the way he said it.
He was talking to me while I'm on the treadmill. I'm like,
yeah.
Why? Man, dude, I wouldn't be talking to anyone when I'm on the tread. Like, my fat ass is on a tread, but I'm just saying, if it ever was.
So what are we talking about treadmills for then? What are you talking about treadmills for then?
It sounds better than the Goblin. I don't think the treadmill's going to try to rape me.
So anyway, you should check out Goblin Slayer. It's not very good, but I think you might like it. I don't know, but just don't watch it with your kids.
No. To me, that sounds like a lot of Me Too movement, or should be.
Yeah.
It's just uncomfortable. I watched. I think
that's what they said.
I think
Goblin.
I think that's the first because I only watched the first episode, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
So now they're just out in some far off land, and all he wants to do is kill goblins. That's all he wants to do. No matter how strong he gets, and no matter what the threat level is to the world, if it's not a goblin, it's just like whatever. Kind of like I am with Sonic and Jaleel White.
It's just whatever.
It's just like whatever. If it's
but I don't talk to you about it while you're in the treadmill.
Yeah, you could.
I could. I don't think you would like it very much.
So anyway, that's where they're at now. They're all fighting, and apparently there's someone training the goblins on how to use everyday human items. So they're becoming smarter and more witty and
less rapey.
Yeah. So that's where I'm at, and it's just not good.
You know what I don't want in my shows?
What's that?
Rapey.
Yeah.
Rapey?
Yeah, I'm not a big. No.
No,
No,
I think I saw. I think the
I don't
last.
think anyone's into rapey.
What if it's like not a real rape, like what happened on Perfect Blue? That wasn't real rape.
I don't know.
She was filming a rape scene for a TV show.
That was uncomfortable to watch.
No, I'm asking him. No,
Oh.
That's she didn't
still-
She didn't actually get raped.
I know.
I'm just asking.
No, because even in movies they don't really get raped, but still, it's like not good to watch. I know you're not asking me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, she keeps answering for you. So.
but I'm agreeing with her. I was like, no, I think that's uncomfortable.
Okay, so no Goblin Slayer for you. No Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is off the chain, though. But anyway,
Perfect Blue might be different though. Again, it depends on
it's rape.
Well, it
No,
depends
but
on the
that's-
storyline it's going into.
Just saying.
If
It's
you're
rape.
if you're making a point with it, that's one thing. If you are in there because you're throwing it in because it's gratuitous and it's just a goblin who wants to get his rocks off. No, I'm not.
Perfect Blue is still good because that scene was kind of uncomfortable, but you're seeing it from a different angle. They're showing you like the behind the scene shot.
You gotta finish this the way you're describing this.
Oh,
really.
well, they're showing it like you're seeing it from the angle of like I'm here watching this get filmed, not like you're an audience member watching an already put together movie where it looks like it's really happening. You know what I'm saying? It's just one quick scene. You can get through it. The movie's still good.
Okay. Again, to play to the plot device is one thing. To throw it in there just because they want to throw it in there, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is with Goblin Slayer. I don't really see the point of it yet. I don't see why they needed to put that in there at all. But at the same time, it got a lot of people talking about it, so that could be just a way to promote things. So anyway, what you got over there?
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. You know about Dragon Ball Z?
I know about Dragon Ball Z.
What? Okay.
Yeah. Did you want me to elaborate more? Because I'm not going to.
No, I just asked questions. Yeah.
So it's I mean, more happened, this time around.
Did it?
I mean, kind of. It wasn't just a back and forth fighting. I mean, they cut Vegeta's tail off. He went back to a small person. He was about to squeeze Goku to death into smithereens
Yeah.
or whatever. And I think that's kind of all that really occurred. Basically, I mean,
Yeah.
so
That's what I'm saying. I don't actually think more happened. I think kind of less happened.
well, I feel like it was more of just like there was more than just fighting. I mean, at least something happened. They got him back down to normal size.
There was some plot development.
Yeah.
When they made the spear bomb.
Right.
They made a bong?
Bomb.
Oh.
But I'm starting to realize now, like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get through this show. I mean, because if this is how the whole show is, like this slow, I talk about it on every episode. If this show is that slow from now until eternity, I just don't think I'm gonna be able to get through it.
Maybe.
Because I like the filler episodes. I like the seeing everybody interact with each other and the story, have it where like there's a true storyline. Just watching them fight, like, in only like 1 minute goes by for every episode. It's just like,
Sounds like Dragon Ball Z to me.
I know.
But I think what happens in the future is those episodes that you don't like, there's more of them. But the filler episodes that you do like, there's also more of them. So,
Yeah.
for example, they keep showing everybody at Master Roshi's house.
Yeah.
Right? But it's only like for a minute or two.
Right.
Going forward, there's going to be 2 or 3 episodes of someone powering up,
Mm-hmm.
but then there'll be like a full episode of what's going on at Master Roshi's house.
Yeah.
So it's like you get more of what you want, but you also get more of what you don't want.
I just wish it was a little more balanced, but whatever.
I don't think any of those were more balanced at the beginning.
Yeah. Well,
But-
even like Super, I mean, is the same thing. It was so drawn out.
Yeah, it's just like once you get to the fight, like that's all that's really going to be happening. Now sometimes you'll have a random filler episode in the middle of a fight that doesn't make sense, and the anime fans hate them. It's one thing to have the non-action episodes, but it's another thing to just have a random filler episode in the middle of a big battle.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I want to see who wins, and then it's just like, oh, meanwhile at Roshi's house, and he's running around with a nudie mag, and somebody's trying to hit him in the head. I was like, well. Wait, what, can we get back to
Yeah.
people are about to die, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look, someone's about to. Oh, look at these.
Roshi.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is the anime we're currently watching. Y'all ready for round 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Round 2.
Conversation. I don't even know how to put this. What do I have on my notes? Big guys versus little guys? That
Are we
sounds
going back?
inappropriate.
Are we going back to Dragon Ball Z?
No,
Oh,
no.
sure.
Yeah.
No, we're not.
Great apes and no. So we're reviewing Ghost of Tsushima. I don't want to call it Tsushima. I don't like the way that sounds, but that's the way they say it on the game.
Sushimi?
Tsushima.
Are we eating that?
It does make me hungry every time they say Tsushima. I'm like, because I think sushi. I'm like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't eat sushi, so it's maybe I can lose some weight if I just keep thinking of sushi.
No, man, you can get fat on that.
No, I'm saying I don't like it, so I'm not tempted to eat. Like it doesn't make me hungry. Where it's like sushi. It's like ugh.
Oh, I love sushi.
So anyway, we got this basic plot of the Mongols coming in to invade and to kill the samurai. So we kind of looked at it as like the big guy versus the little guy, but we wanted to talk about it in video game terms. So who's the big guy?
Right now, we're talking about. Are we talking about video game companies or video game?
I think people
distributions.
Yeah, we're talking about people who sell games. Yeah.
Doesn't Amazon have to be the big guy in the market right now? I mean, just
I think Amazon. I think Amazon in general is a big guy, but I'm not sure in the video game world if they're a big guy. I'm not sure how many people are actually pre-ordering from Amazon, but I think generally speaking, Amazon is considered the big dog.
So let me ask you: do you order from Amazon?
In general or games?
Games.
Rarely. I mean, like maybe 2 a year. And that's including pre-orders. So I'm talking about they might just have a random game on sale, especially during Prime month or something that goes on sale. I might pick up something that I didn't own, but for pre-order.
You used to, but remember they used to have some deal. What was the deal? It was like certain percentage off something, like new games or.
I don't
Amazon
know.
used to have that, and then they stopped doing it.
Well, everybody did that at a certain point. Best Buy came in and start doing that. Then GameStop had their Ultimate Game Pass or whatever, whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Ultimate Pro Card, and then all that went away because it was like that everybody was losing too much money.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, no, I don't order my games from Amazon.
So I used to be very pro Best Buy. I would go there, get games. But obviously in the past couple of years, maybe more, that's not been the case. Amazon, I've only, I don't know, I think you're about right. Maybe 2.
Maybe 2 a year. Yeah.
Maybe. And usually it's the discount. I can't find it anywhere. I've been looking local. I've been going to, some local places and just nothing. Nothing. I have to go to Amazon to get it because they're the only ones that are carrying it right now. And, I don't know about you. I get a used game maybe once a year. Maybe.
Used? I mean, outside of the podcast, like 90% of my games are used. Like I don't buy new games. Like it's I can wait a week and get it used. I can wait a week and get it $10 discount.
Normally Amazon for me is I'm looking for something. Haven't been able to find it used. Nothing. It's just, but Amazon's got it like somewhere in a storeroom, like it's freaking Indiana Jones or something.
And the Crystal Skull.
I don't understand the reference, but okay.
Yeah, I know you don't understand the reference.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's hiding somewhere. They just have it in their vault, and so I'll go for that. But normally I don't. And so, but it got me thinking. Especially when we're playing this game. Basically it's about territory. The big guy coming in and wanting to change and wanting to absolutely disrupt the little guy's house. And it's just like, is that Amazon? Is it, I don't even know if an argument could be made for Walmart, because right now Amazon seems to be controlling everything under the sun, right?
Right.
Pretty much.
So where does that leave your Jins of the world, your Samurai Originals, and who are they? Is that GameStop? I mean, because even at one point, their strategy was oversaturation to take over any potential area. But you really didn't have, you had your Toys R Us's, you had your KB Toys, but you really didn't have anything geared like GameStop was for the gamer. And now GameStop has had to resort to selling stuff more than just video games. You got apparel, you got toys.
So what I would say as far as Amazon and GameStop goes, I'm not saying that Amazon is not a threat and that Amazon has not taken business from GameStop. That's not what I'm saying. But what I will say is GameStop has been more harmed shooting themselves in the foot for their own business practices. I feel like I feel like there wouldn't be a great window for Amazon to even tread on their territory if they would have done other things better in the past, which people, they don't. So people like, I'm not going there anymore. I'm not going there anymore. I don't like this. I don't like that. They don't have what I'm looking for. They don't have this. They don't have that. So they're going other places, not just Amazon. Amazon's one of them. So I'm not sure if Amazon is taking over the gaming world yet, but I think it will be a prime candidate too if and when GameStop finally goes under. And I think the other thing, the main differences between Best Buy and GameStop and Amazon, like, people don't realize this, but GameStop is a full-blown pawn shop. It's all it is.
Yeah, of course.
It's a pawn shop, and all pawn shops have a video game section, but it's that video game section takes over the whole store, and that's really all it is. It's just a big glorified gaming pawn shop. So that's how they stay in business. As opposed to Amazon, their footprint in the gaming community is more new games and being able to ship them and get them to people the day it comes out, unless it's NBA 2K, which that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I think gamers are still, yeah, I think hardcore gamers are still day one. Like, I got to get it. I want to play it day one. I don't want to wait for it to come in the mail. I don't want when you get stuff delivered from Amazon, what does it say? Delivered before 9 p.m. I don't want to wait until 9
all
p.m.
day.
The game has been out literally since midnight if you want to download it. So now I got to wait till 9 p.m. just to get it, just to start the install. That means I'm not playing it until day two. So I think a lot of people, hardcore gamers anyway, I still think they prefer to go pick it up and get it as soon as they can.
What happens if GameStop's not here? I mean, there's always going to be a form of it, I feel. I think there will always be an independent market. I think it looks a lot like the comic book industry, right? Where you have boutique shops, but not to the volume that GameStop has right now.
Yeah.
And I also wonder what the digital market's going to do to GameStop.
Well, it's not going to do anything if they keep putting out systems that only have half a terabyte on 1 terabyte of storage.
Is that not some junk right there, man?
Yeah, I mean that's the same crap that happened with last gen. So it's not going to do anything until they up the amount of space that comes with the default box. Now, apparently you can buy some extra storage for the Xbox, but that's a whole different conversation. I think what's going to happen is you will have someone's going to blow up the market, and maybe movie trading company, who knows, as far as used games, because there's a huge market out there for retro gaming right now, and GameStop does not have that. So it's going to be a situation where you can still, if GameStop goes away, you can go to Hot Topic and get t-shirts. The same people who go to GameStop to get t-shirts, they still go to Hot Topic to get t-shirts as well. You can get Funko Pops from anywhere. You can get new games from Target, Walmart, Best Buy, Amazon. So I just think there's going to be room for a new store to rise up as the number one gaming store, because GameStop is still the number one gaming store in the world, as far as one that specifically targets gamers and that nature. So there'll be room for another, but I think that new store will also feature a lot of used and retro games.
Well, it's got to. I think you see these independents that are out there right now. I know we got a couple local to our area.
Mm-hmm.
Where they do. I think it's great. You walk into that store and as if it was, you're walking into a store as a GameStop today or a Best Buy today, where you've got your new games out there, and instead they've got your walls for the original NES. You've got Sega. You've got all the classic stuff, right? And you go in there and you're still shopping as if it was brand new on some of the stuff, right? I mean, it's going to be used. That's okay. Some of the newer stuff, they actually do have some that's still wrapped in plastic, and like a comic book store, it's behind a case somewheres and it's triple the price, and but it's fun. I just know for myself, man, I know we're going to get there eventually, just because GameStop doesn't know how at a corporate level to fix themselves.
Yeah, no.
But I'd hate to see it without a GameStop, our local GameStop that we go to.
Shout out.
Yeah, I would hate that.
Yeah.
It's coming though, and unfortunately, I think it's not coming because of Amazon.
No,
and I think
absolutely
that's how we started this conversation. It's because it's like, for example, everyone claims to love Blockbuster now, But it's like y'all did not love Blockbuster back then when you walked in and you had $34 worth of late fees. You scraped up $4. You really wanted to see this movie, and you came in and realized,
I was gonna say that there are 98 copies and all of them are out already.
right. Yeah. So you hated Blockbuster at the time. That's why they went out of business. Netflix didn't force them out of business. It was the hatred and I'm anti-Blockbuster right now. Yeah. So cancel culture. That's what they call it nowadays. That's what happened back then with Blockbuster. It got canceled.
I think they would have gone out though eventually. With the evolution of Netflix and how much,
but I mean, it's completely gone. Like it could have transformed itself into an online service, which they did have.
And they had the opportunity.
And I was a member. Thanks.
But
they had an opportunity to purchase Netflix.
Yeah. But as far as staying around, if you got enough people that's anti-Block, it's not just like I'm pro Netflix. It was like, no, I'm anti-Blockbuster. So I would do anything I can do in my power to not shop there or give Blockbuster my money. So no one can survive in that type of environment. So I think to tie it back into Ghost, it's a situation where someone, I don't remember who said what, right? But someone basically said the Mongols' main target is the mainland, so they'll forget about us eventually.
Yeah.
And they'll just move on. So as far as Amazon and GameStop is concerned, that's what I feel like. I feel like Amazon is trying to take over the whole world. Eventually, they will pay less attention to the gaming world. And
thank you, Jeff Bezos.
So the GameStops of the world can survive the first kind of
wave.
Now, I'm not saying they're going to survive in general, but they will survive a first wave of Amazon coming through trying to take their business.
So I'm going to relate it to this. GameStop's doing something that Home Depot tried. Home Depot, when I worked there way many moons ago.
Shout out.
Their principle was this: we're gonna win the market by oversaturating, because it was cheaper for them to open 5 miles down the road when Lowe's was starting to pop up, and then shut it down 2 years later after they won that area.
Oh wow.
Think about that. Cheaper to staff a fully brand new, built from the ground store, let it go for a couple of years, just long enough to get Lowe's out of the way, and then we'll close it. It's cheaper for them. And Lowe's did the smart thing, and I'm hoping GameStop does the smart thing. Lowe's said, all right, what can we do? And one time, Home Depot goes, man, you guys are basically a hardware store for women. Like that was like basically verbatim.
Mm-hmm.
And Lowe's said, thank you.
Yeah.
That's our new market.
We'll capitalize on that.
And Home Depot's going, man, wow, how did we jack this up?
Yeah.
Because you just gave them the perfect idea. And I'm hoping GameStop will realize we can still survive. We just may need to start looking at a different market. Don't look into your Think Geek market. Sorry, there's too many other stores and comic book stores and everything else that kind of has that model captured.
Yeah.
You got to do something, and I think it is. It is, to your point, it's retro gaming.
Yeah.
Start pitching it hard.
Especially because that's where you made your mark to begin with. Not necessarily retro gaming, but you can go in and find old games for older systems, plus the new games. But what I would slightly disagree with is last time I checked, Lowe's was in bankruptcy. And Home Depot is not.
Lowe's has taken a hit.
So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Lowe's has taken a hit.
So I don't necessarily want them to go down that route, but I agree with the premise of finding that new thing to stay afloat. Do something, because GameStop is really good, which is not really a skill. They're really good at people just coming and giving them money.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all got the new systems and y'all got the new games, and we don't really have to change our formula here. But it's like, yeah, anybody can do that, but what are you doing to grow your business? You're not doing anything to grow the platform or the footprint of GameStop in the country or the world, and it needs to take over another.
Which is why, like I said, why I like our local GameStop, because they kind of realize that, and they're still beholden to a lot of the corporate
right
things, but they do take the time to make sure that they're knowledgeable, to make sure that they know where to go, how to help you get what you need to get, and to be there. Whereas there are some GameStops I walk into and I'm like, how have you guys not already closed?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just run absolutely horrible.
Yep.
So you certainly see the differences.
Because people just still go in there and throw money at it.
Yeah.
So it's enough to stay open.
So all I'm saying is someone needs to rise up at GameStop, figure it out before they ended up just letting the Mongols take over.
Especially before you let the Mongols take over. But especially it's a situation right now where you have all the stores, like the stores close every year, but you haven't had the massive wave of store closings where it's like, oh, they in trouble for real. Like you haven't had that. So you still have your brick and mortar. You still have
they're closing 500 at the end of the year, are they not?
Yeah, but how many are they opening?
I don't think they're opening any this year.
I doubt that.
I don't. If they are, you're talking less than a dozen, and it's just because that market doesn't have anything.
I would assume that there's more because I feel like they usually open 100 to 150 stores a year. So again, it's still not. They're not closing 1,500 stores tomorrow. Is what I'm saying.
Of course.
They're not closing half of their stores in the next 12 months. So you still have that. You still have this brick and mortar entity, and you still have time to do something.
Yeah.
Time's running out. And don't bank on this wave of PS5 and Xbox Series X to get you through it.
No, especially if they're going to be limited in what they can produce.
Right. So anyway,
Xbox.
Don't let the Mongols come.
For real.
Don't let Amazon come and just
Mongols. Why are we saying that again?
Because we're reviewing Ghost of Tsushima today. Y'all ready for round 3?
Round 3.
Yes.
Round 3.
Ghost. I'm gonna break it down, but I hate that because I have another game I already called Ghost, which is Call of Duty.
Oh yeah.
But actually, I think I call it Ghosts with an S plural. So
This is Ghost.
yeah, this is just Ghost. Anyway, so we're reviewing this game today. I don't know how I feel about it.
Like it? Don't like it?
No, I like it. Let's be for real. So this is everything I wish the other samurai, well, not samurai, but sword games that came out recently were. I wish Sekiro was this. It won Game of the Year. Don't know how, but this is everything that Sekiro was not, or everything that people tried to tell me that Sekiro was, and it's like it's not.
Everything it should have been.
Yeah, everything it should have been. And it's a really, really dope game. What'd you think about it?
This is probably my favorite game of the year.
Game of the Year. Yeah. Got an asterisk on that though, because not a lot of games that came out this year.
No, COVID does play a huge factor into it, and there just wasn't going to be a lot of stuff anyway due to the next generation coming in. So
that Miles Morales looks dope.
Yeah. So let me preference it.
Resident Evil 8.
So far.
That's next year.
Oh.
So far, this is my game of the year.
Yeah.
I've got Miles Morales pre-ordered, ready for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this has to be my game of the year.
Yeah, I'm in the same. So what's your first thoughts, first impressions?
I love this game.
What?
It's so beautiful. Like
What?
I could just stare at this game all day long. It's so beautiful. It's insane. Even the gameplay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just. I mean, even Jason, he sat down for a minute yesterday. Literally sat down.
Shout out.
The very first thing he said was,
Oh my God, there's
Wow.
a Bigfoot there?
"No."
Bigfoot.
No, he said, "I wonder if there's a Bigfoot behind that bush." No, but that's the first thing he said. Wow, this is really pretty,
Yeah.
or something, right?
Yeah.
I sent him shots of the game when I first got it because I was just in awe. This is truly a game that you can sit down and watch somebody play.
Yeah.
This is a game that their art department is
Oh my gosh.
fantastic. There's nothing I can take away from the graphics of this game.
I mean,
That's a 10 out of 10 for me on the graphics.
I can. So let me come in. Let me be Genesis real quick. So am I saying the graphics were bad? No, the graphics are not bad. Am I saying that I've seen better graphics on PS4 Pro? Yes. I've seen. I think I can make a case that Sekiro has better graphics than this. Things like the Last of Us Part 2 have better graphics than this. Not by much. I'm not saying they're like way better, leagues better, but there are certain things in here that don't match, and they could have had, like the water. Some of the water scenes get me. I know it's hard to do water, and that's how a lot of times that I rate games graphics on how they create water. So some of the waterfalls that I saw I was just like, that doesn't even look like water. It just looks like a white bar of just sitting on the side of a cliff.
Like some Dove soap.
So it's nitpicking. I'm picking nits,
Yeah.
Which is good.
But what I will say is I've seen slightly better graphics produced on the PS4 for other games. However, for this to be a new, what do we call it? IP?
Are we looking at an IP?
Yeah.
You think we're getting sequels off this?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we are.
So I was looking at a brand new game, and I'm not sure if I'm familiar with the Sucker Punch Studios. I'm not sure I don't know anything else that they put out.
God, if only we had these phones.
But but one thing I want to add though, and maybe I'm talking about something else, but even if Last of Us 2 is slightly better with graphics, the color and the
Aesthetics.
yeah, I mean, it is just so beyond. It's so far beyond what Last of Us did. I mean, it is just. No, I'm not dissing, but I'm just like, it is mesmerizing.
LA.
It is mesmerizing to watch this game.
Yeah, I don't think the so that's more of about the art design.
Okay.
So
All right.
I mean, Last of Us 2 is post-apocalyptic, so it's not going to be anything beautiful to look
Right,
at. Like,
right.
oh,
Yeah.
look at that burned down house over there. Like, that's so awesome. Or
Well,
Right.
there's something to be said about that too, though.
It
Yeah.
adds
There's something.
so much.
Yeah, there's something to be said about
Well-
a post-apocalyptic game
uh-huh.
that you're able to go, man, I'd hate to be in that. I'd hate to do that because the art is grabbing your attention.
I mean, their graphics were good. I'm not saying also that they weren't.
So I think this comes back down to like conversations we had before about experiencing a game versus just actually looking at which one has better graphics.
yeah.
So the experience is better. You're all these flowers and all these vibrant colors and all these
Yes.
the mountains
Scenery.
and the birds and the sun and the sunset and all. You have all that great experience. But if you look at pixel by pixel, it's like Last of Us might have an edge. Sekiro might have an edge,
Yeah.
a slight edge.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that.
Yeah.
yeah, and again, to your point, it's nitpicking.
Yeah.
Like I've got a nitpick on the mechanics, right?
Yeah.
I say I play a lot of games. I don't get a chance to play. I have a lot of games that are on my list that I haven't played.
Yeah.
Last of Us 2 being one of them.
Don't do it.
I know we've had that conversation. But just again, it goes back to the overall feel for this game is just I get lost in this game. And I love that. But the mechanics on some of the glitches that happen on this game drive me nuts. My horse's head should not be able to go through the door if I'm walking up somewheres.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel there's a lot more glitchiness on this game than say something like Red Dead 2. Right?
Yeah. I don't know how much glitching there was in Red Dead. I just know there was a lot of racism, so I turned it off. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, I get to kill a lot of KKK people.
Okay.
So
No, I noticed there was glitchiness too.
So the horse thing, we saw a glitch with the horse, right? Did it affect gameplay? No, it was a cutscene, right? So that's how good the graphics are. There are cutscenes where they went back to the old PS3 when I think they first started doing that, where they just used the regular graphics of the game as the cutscene because they were just that great.
Yeah.
So you had weird cutscenes where the horse was doing something. So it didn't affect gameplay necessarily. I didn't really have a lot of glitches that affected gameplay. I can only really think of one where the opponent charged up to do a move and I was behind them and they were supposed to slice forward, but they somehow ended up turning around and slicing me, and I was like, no, that's not how this works, right? Because I've seen you do the move 10 times now, and that's not how this works. So I've seen those type of glitches.
I noticed, and again, it didn't affect gameplay, but I noticed it, like, this was pretty early on. Somebody was like sitting around a campfire and they were stirring the pot, and the spoon was supposed to be in the pot, like there was
that's on the
soup.
outside.
No, it was like going through the pot, like to the bottom, and it was like he just kept stirring.
That's just how poor they were, Annie. Thanks for bringing that up. My God.
There was a hole in the bottom of the
There's a
pot.
hole in the bottom of the pot, man.
She was
Jeez.
really stirring nothing.
They're just trying to sit in there. That's what they were hoping for. I wish there was some
I
rice
wish
in here.
something would appear.
Yeah.
And then I felt like some of the angles sometimes glitched, but I couldn't tell. Maybe that was you moving the thing, but sometimes.
Blame me.
Well, no.
Blame the victim.
No, victim blaming.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I just was like, why did it just do that weird angle? Like,
So here's the deal. I don't want to necessarily call them glitches, but there are some weird camera angles on here, and it will throw you off and you will die. So it's not a glitch, but it's just like the camera is literally back here, trees here.
yeah.
So when you swing the camera, those leaves and branches are now in the camera and you can't see your person fighting.
Right,
Yeah.
that happened.
So I don't want to call it a glitch though. It's just poor use of camera angles, but it seems like it was done on purpose. to add to the difficulty.
If it is, I understand it. But it does affect gameplay at certain points.
Yeah.
And I don't, that part, it's not enough for me to be like, man, I can't stand this. It's just enough for me to be like, ugh.
Especially because I don't know if you noticed this, but you run across a random caravan of enemies in the street. You fight them. If you lose, you load the game up to right before you fought them.
Mm-hmm.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They disappear. So I hated those moments. If it was like a boss or something I was fighting, whatever, I can load it back up and start fighting them again. But those random caravans of Mongols that would disappear if you didn't beat them, it's like, man, I just lost out on 30 supplies, or I just lost out on an easy way to unlock a part of the map. Because they'll tell you once you save the...
Or to gain, whatchamacallit point, experience point.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of me, like at the beginning, I didn't mind so much. The deeper I got into the game, I was like, doggone it,
because it got harder.
I lost.
Yeah, and and then you definitely can't be distracted by the trees, and now you got hawks, and now you got fire archers, and you got archers who shoot 2 and 3 volleys, right in succession. So it's just like, I don't need these trees getting in my way.
Yeah. Again, there's not much that I can pick on this game that I don't like. All of it, the way it plays for me, again, it's an experience. I get lost in it. I love it. I was hoping to finish it this weekend. I'm not going to get anywhere near it. Life. But it's definitely one I'm going to finish. There's only a few games that I'll sit there and say, I'm going to finish this game. This is one of them.
I think I'll finish this game only because I feel like it's a situation where, similar to what like we did with Fallout. Well, I tried to do with Fallout. There's a point in the game where you can just do all the main missions. You don't have to do the side missions. Yeah. So if I just focus on the main missions, I could probably be done with this game in probably 3 hours, 4 hours from where I'm currently at. Yeah. I'm like in the middle of Act 2. So if I've only just did the main missions, didn't worry about liberating these camps and liberating these farmlands, and didn't worry about learning the moves and all this other mess. Assuming that I'll be strong enough once I get to the last boss. Now, if I'm not strong enough, I'll have to go back and do some of that stuff. But I have confidence that I'll chop them up.
I don't know. This is a game that does require experience before you go on.
I'll chop them up.
I don't know.
You see what that says under my name right down the screen? What does it say?
What does that say?
Ultimate Gamer, I can only assume.
I'll chop them up.
I will say that this game is one of the few games where I tell people, like, yeah, I'm going to, start this game and I just want to be a casual player. If you're going to be a casual player, do yourself a favor. Easy mode.
Okay. Because
even at the medium setting, I'm just like, doggone. And then you got the hard setting, and that's pain. And then you have lethal.
Oh, wow.
1 stab, 1 kill.
Okay.
That includes you too.
Okay.
So haven't unlocked that one, but the overall feel of this game is exactly what it's supposed to be. I'm not sitting there saying it's going to get the historics of being a samurai in feudal Japan right by any stretch of the imagination. But it certainly makes you feel like you're there.
Oh yeah,
and I do like that.
I love it. I love the rain and the wind. I love the music, the calmness. I love the hot springs. I liked the haikus at first, but then they kind of got old.
There was too many of them.
It's just like
so here, let me tell you what I don't like, because that's what I do on this show.
The haikus.
Well, haikus or whatever. I just
you don't have to do them. He just gives them me.
I just pass to the controller. But no, there's definitely too many haikus. But I don't like the rapid changing of night and day.
Oh yes.
You walk into an area, then it happens so quickly, and then I can't see anything, and it's just like, I get it, but sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes it gets annoying.
I didn't know if it was for story mode or not.
Some of them are.
But to your point, like you're sitting there and all of a sudden,
within seconds.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I'll say about Red Dead was it was gradual.
That's how Fallout was too. Fallout was gradual.
I'm just sit here coughing to the mic the rest of this show.
Dang. COVID. I guess the other thing I didn't like is, I don't want to say the story per se.
That's very generic.
I definitely think it's lacking in depth of story. They go more in depth of characters versus the actual story. Characters have a lot of depth and backstory and what they're doing and why they're there and all that kind of good stuff. But the actual story, the overall story, is lacking a little bit to me. The other thing is, in the beginning, I don't know if you noticed this, but you ran around. Was it Yuna that you ran? No, was it
The one that she's the one that runs into stuff like head on, like.
Well, who had the blacksmith brother? Was that Yuna?
That was Yuna.
Okay, so you start off with Yuna, and it's like, okay, we're leaving, right? We're getting out of here. I'm getting you out of here. We just saved my brother, and he can make you tools. And then we're running up the street. We gotta save my brother, and he'll make you tools. And then we run up to another part of save my brother, and he'll make you tools. He's a blacksmith. It's like she just kept repeating that over and over and over, like to remind you, like.
Hey, you probably want to save her brother.
We got to save her brother, blacksmith. It's like, oh, okay, lady. Like, there's a map and there's like all this stuff lit up. Like, I can do that later, right? Maybe. And I think that's where this game could go. There were some things that I didn't like. So, for example, when you saved a farmstead that was burning down, and you went and saved it, they showed that the people returned and they started fixing up the place. I feel like they can do more of that in real time. I didn't like the fact that I was just like mindlessly running around killing Mongols. To a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm tired of this, because there was no progress with it. Like if I kill 100 Mongols in a specific area, there should be none left. And I should start seeing people building their homes back up and putting out fires and being able to travel the roads and all that kind. But I didn't see that happening. So it's just like, I feel like they could have done more kind of with that piece of it. I would have had a little bit better experience. Now, what I will say is, even though I got tired of killing the Mongols,
you should never get tired of doing that.
Well, even though I got tired of it, the random ones, not the story based ones, but all the interactions and fights were fast. So it's like whatever. Like it's not like I just wasted 3 hours killing this random caravan of Mongols. It was like 20 seconds at most.
Yeah, maybe at most.
Yeah, so it's like, man, whatever. There's another one. Okay.
And this is a game where the more points you get, the better your armor is.
Mm-hmm.
The lot harder you are to kill.
Yeah.
And it suddenly becomes, to your point, that's when you get those 20-second fights,
So what armor did you use for most of the game? Because now I want to see what his strategy was versus my strategy.
Right now, mine is the straw hat armor, which is upgraded to, I think, level 3 or something.
The traders?
Like yeah. Basically, it looks like I'm just in my jammies the entire time.
So I basically play most of the game with my traveler's attire.
Yeah. I get it.
Like
because it opens up the area.
Because I just wanted to light up the area, and I mean, I'm talking. I did bosses. I've taken over camps and not on accident. Like, oh crap! Like now, if I lose a couple times, it's like, okay, let me put the armor on, and let me go and I'm gonna slice you up. But for the most part, it's just like I'm just getting through. Now, I do not recommend people do that. There have been a lot of times where I've gotten killed where I would not have gotten killed if I had my regular samurai armor on. Right, so I don't recommend you do that. However, to light up the map more quickly, it's like
travelers are.
I was just like I gotta get to this.
Which is why I like the straw hat attire. It's not the armor that you're looking like you're from a museum, but it allows you to travel fast. It allows you to be quick. Travel with that now, and I don't even have the mask that you're getting or whatever. I've just got like a black bandana or something like that covers my face.
Racial.
Well, if it's white, I'm gonna stand out. I don't want to do that.
Well, I got the white one and the black one. I wore the white one for a little bit, but then I got like the new. I finally found the what was it? What was the?
It was
the dark dye armor.
Black dye.
The black. Yeah. Yep. Finally found him, and so I was like, oh, I'm putting my black mask back on because I got all black everything now.
Yeah, which is what I've got.
Mm-hmm. So. What else do we like? What else?
I mean, my whole thing is just, this isn't, I love the fact that I don't have to pay money to get some type of virtual currency.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huge plus for me.
Now, they could have, and so I'm not sure why they didn't do it. So here's the deal. I don't necessarily like the fact that they spent a lot of time on the cosmetic aesthetic of what you have on, different colors, different this. I don't necessarily care about that. And I feel like games usually will put these extra colors in as a DLC or some $10 package that you can buy these colors and look cool. But they didn't do that, at least not yet. So I didn't, because I just feel like there was too much stuff in here that you can spend time on buying or changing and whatever that had no impact on the game.
Yeah, and I agree with that even, and I like that after a while, it was like, I don't care what headband you have on. Can we just go?
Mm-hmm.
But I like the fact I didn't have to pay for it though.
Yeah.
I like the fact that it was just
Yeah.
if I did this particular mission or if I followed this bird, this fox, I was going to get it. Now, whether or not I wanted to do that, completely up to me. So that's what I did like.
So, what I don't know how I feel about the foxes and the birds and the. I feel like you had too many guides. You got the wind, you got the fox, you got the bird,
Lightning bugs.
You got the controller that vibrates as you get closer to things, and it's just like
They wanted to make sure you weren't lost.
For real. Like for real.
Yeah, but they went overboard to make sure I wasn't lost. Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
It's like kind of open it up to more, like you said, casual players who are not used to the hardcore grind of when they say secret place, it's not like secret place where the fox points you to it and takes you right there. No, it's like secret, like
good luck finding it.
Yeah, you either have to stumble upon it or start Googling some stuff, or you'll never ever find it or get to it. So I'm pretty sure they have some of that on here. I haven't run across it yet, but
I like it. The first DLC, major DLC. I mean, they've had some since then, but the first major DLC is going to be a spiritual one. You're fighting demons.
Okay, because they've been talking about demons. I haven't necessarily seen any yet. Again, I have not finished the game. I'm halfway through. I'm halfway through the game, I should say. Well, maybe a little bit past halfway.
So,
because I'm in the middle of like Act 2, but I feel like Act 1 is really long.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. From what I understand, it's based off of one of the side missions for the swords.
Mm-hmm.
And so you actually, he's sitting there telling you a story, which they'd love to do on this game.
Yeah.
This one was, beware of the demons you may awaken.
Mm-hmm.
And so from that, we're going to get our first major DLC. So
can we talk about the voiceovers for a second?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's just me, but when I get either anime, well, not anime. Let me scratch anime from that. Because there's not a lot of times in anime where the character's actually Japanese. Like, it's just like, whatever. It's not really from Japan. It doesn't recognize it.
The English accent, you mean the English?
No, I mean the character in the show.
Oh, okay.
But with this, it was a situation where if let's go to live action. Let's go to Asian cinema. Once I get my dub, I'm sorry, I don't want a white person to do the overdub of Donnie Yen.
Yeah.
Like I at least want someone who has at least
Donnie Yen now does his own dubbing, right?
Yeah, he speaks English.
Yeah.
So I was just using him as an example because Donnie Yen. But it's a situation where I don't want the white guy dubbing Asian people.
Yeah.
And not that they do a fake accent. They don't do any accent. It's just white guy's voice. And I'm like, this doesn't go. So yeah. I appreciate greatly when it's a person, Asian person doing the dub and they have an accent that goes along with it. It's just a better experience to me when that happens.
It's more authentic.
Yeah, and that's what happened in this game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Jin's played by I'm sitting here looking at
Donnie Yen?
No, his last name is Nakai. Kazuya? Am I pronouncing that right?
Kazuya
Nakai? I think is who does Jin.
That's a cool name.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. And speaking of that, right, it goes into the ability to listen to this in its original, I'm going to say original format. They did it on purpose to make it seem like it was the original, but they have this with the Japanese audio, which is with the cast as it is, and it's English dub, which, as someone who loves to watch these older movies where you're watching, English dialogue scroll across so that you can get the full experience, that's beautiful. One step further, you get the Kurosawa mode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Director of such things as, Seven Samurai movies back in the day, in the 50s and 60s. So you actually get a black and white version of this game.
Racial.
I love it, but I also hate it.
Okay, well, hated it.
Again, love the aesthetics of it, but when you're trying to play in a game as colorful as it's presented, they also make it so that you have to recognize certain things that are in color.
Yeah.
To go ahead and continue to play. Well, when you're playing in it, even though it looks beautiful, just beautiful, down to the grainy images from when those Kurosawa films were being made, it's hard for your surroundings, because sometimes, especially when you're in a fighting, when you're fighting one of those roaming caravans, it makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
You know, it just does.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a mission where they were like, they wouldn't tell me exactly where the temple of the gods or something I was looking for. I don't remember. But they were just like, yeah, it's over there by the field of white flowers.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it in black and white, you wouldn't know necessarily.
Everything's a field of white flowers at that point.
Right. So again, it could be done on purpose to make your game more difficult.
Yeah, could be. That's it, again. Love it.
But that's a difficulty that I'm not trying to
unlock and master.
No, just is that at that point it doesn't have anything to do with gaming. Like, you're telling me to go look for the purple flowers and then it's black and white, so they just look black, and all these flowers look black. So it's just kind of like, that doesn't have anything to do with my skill for gaming.
Well, man, you can't do a color palette based off black and white? Right. Come on, man.
It's like, come on. Like, that doesn't have anything at that point.
It's like Art 101, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So it's I had a little bit of a problem with the main towns being too big. Like, when I go to a main town, like, I want to go, like, there should be a section where the shops are. And
they're spread out.
No, man. And then once I got to Act 2 on the second part of the island, it was just like, even more spread out. Like, I ran to a place, I didn't realize I was even still in town. And all of a sudden there was a trapper. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, like, the town is way back there.
8 miles back.
Right. It's like, what are you doing way out here? You're never gonna make any money out here. So
he didn't like people, man. That was the problem.
Yeah, I guess so. So I didn't necessarily care too much for that. They gave you little indicators, but sometimes those were hard to see. It will light up gold if there was something that you can go upgrade, and it would be silver if it wasn't. But
or if you got a gift.
I like the gifts. Give me my stuff. Give me my stuff. Give me my supplies. Mechanics of running around and the horse and all that kind of stuff was smooth. Again, a surprise with a new IP. I enjoyed the horse riding on this more than I did on Red Dead.
Yeah,
it was a little smoother,
and it was. I didn't lose my horse. Mm-hmm. That was probably a downside for me on Red Dead, is you could absolutely lose your horse. And granted, I mean, that's part of the story play, but here I like just being able to call upon my horse when I need my horse. Mm-hmm. Let's go. And I could run through a forest without, hitting a tree and losing half my life and almost killing my horse. Yeah. Granted, you run this horse off a cliff, neither one of you are making it, but
I haven't done that yet.
Almost.
I've done it.
Oh,
there's been a couple times where I'm like, I thought he was gonna go off the cliff.
I can drive.
I know, but
yeah. So all that stuff was good. It's like I said, this game is just, like I said, everything that these other games should have been. Because here's the deal. Did it have the Last of Us Ellie sneaking around, killing folks? It did have that aspect to it. So there's a huge part of the game that the samurai goes against his code and his way and starts to assassinate, which is not their part of their code.
From samurai to ninja,
right? Or thief, she's a thief. She's a dirty thief.
You know why we do not let these thieves linger around here? You must take his life.
So here's the deal. The battles are not long enough, and for the most part, the enemies are not challenging enough where it's just like, yo, I'm never going to beat this unless I go around and sneak and kill 10 people first. So I haven't gotten to that point yet. So at the end of the day, I don't do it much. I only do it when there's a bonus for that particular fort that I'm trying to take over, and it tells you sneak up and kill 3 people, 5 people. Yeah, so that's when I just really, really, really do it. I usually do standoffs and bow, and then I'll cut down the rest. Now, if I have an opportunity to kill, assassinate, like, sure, I'm not gonna not do it. Now, I will say there's glitches with that. It'll say press square to assassinate, and I'll press square, and he'll just start chopping.
Yeah, I've seen that happen a lot.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? And now everybody's running at me. It's like, it's the same, because it's the same button. I think I've had other instances where R2 trying to pick up something, but I end up roping down a mountain because R2 is the same button to
descend.
Right.
Yeah. To that point, like what I realized with that is if you are not you have to be just right to assassinate. If you're too far, you chop, you alert the guy. If you're too close, you chop, you miss the guy. It's like there's just like a perfect assassinate.
It shouldn't even give you the square if you're too far away.
Yeah, shouldn't.
It shouldn't. But it does. But I mean, the game is dope though.
I'm glad I got the collector's edition for it.
Then I didn't get the collector's. I don't know what I got.
Still case.
You got the regular.
You want to trade for my regular plastic case?
It's not even close,
Even
man.
trade.
Yeah?
Yeah, positive.
You sure?
Positive.
I just feel like there's more to talk about in this game. I think we hit most of the main points.
Yeah, I mean, this is something I could probably talk about on end for a while, and I could certainly play with someone and talking about like going, oh, okay, so see, this is why I like this. You know, I mean, it's again to me. And I'm gonna say something that you're gonna be like, you're gonna lord it over me. To me, this is like Avengers Endgame. It's not so much a movie. This is not so much a video game as it is an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I'm loving this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. It definitely is an experience. I don't love the story. I'm kind of like, to me, it's getting kind of boring now because it's like you just keep doing the same things over and over and over. But it's still an experience.
Yeah. But I think I like it because it's open world, but then it's not open world. So that'll be another knock to it. It's open world as is where I can run anywhere at any time that I want to. However, when I start that mission, I cannot go anywhere I want to at any point.
Yeah.
Either it'll start doing a timer that it'll time me out the mission, or the person will just be screaming at me, "Hey, over here." Like, over here. It's like,
or you get that clock. You are out of the area.
Right.
3 seconds left to get back.
So it's linear from that perspective, but it's kind of open world just for the fact that once I get outside of a mission, I can run wherever I want to. So it's kind of like it is, but it isn't. You know, it's kind of one of those things. And it's not open world to the point where I can just go kill anybody I want to. That could also be another layer to this. Yeah. I can become a bad guy. And I
absolutely
just kill townsmen and whatever.
Really? You can?
No, I'm saying that would be another good layer to this.
Yeah.
And you know, that would also make the game a little more difficult because you don't want to accidentally slice someone.
Yeah. Well, and you're at that point, it really is like you're quote unquote on an honor system as it is when you switch through, but the ability to everyone could be a potential victim would definitely add a different layer to this game.
So I think the other thing that I like about this game is that everything is great. So if you want to do the Sekiro style where you actually have to break down someone's guard before you can actually attack them, you can do that in this game. If you want to just use specials to one hit kill, you can do that. If you want to retreat and do ranged attacks, and here's the deal, a lot of these games that come out, like the bow and arrow sucks. So people don't really use it. So they just chop. No, the bow and arrow's dope on here.
I love this.
The sword is dope. You got multiple different stances.
Especially when you get the longbow.
Yeah. Oh. You got different types of bows. And they're all great. You got the kunais. Like everything is dope and works well. So it's like you really can't, there's no one particular play style that you should stick with because it works better. Everything works well. Yeah. So it's just like, yo, this is. And
from character to character, from villain to villain that you're fighting, you could have one stance, use it, and then immediately switch into another stance to guard off somebody else. I mean, like, you got to be, thinking about what is going to be this, because in that regards, I love the fact that it's not a hack and chop video game where you can just square your way out of it.
But it's not hardcore Sekiro where you have to break down that guard or you're not doing any damage. Yeah. So it's a nice mix. Yeah, it's dope. So, how much would you pay for this game?
Well, the collector's edition was $99, I think.
Mm-hmm. Just the game, not the collectors.
Not the collectors, just the game.
Just the game.
Like if you're recommending for somebody.
Yeah. I myself would be willing to drop the $79.99.
Get out of here.
No kidding.
I was about to say 80.
Yeah.
For the normal game.
Yeah, for the normal game, just for the game, I would absolutely spend.
Yeah. So I think some of the highest ones I've had is maybe 65 for one of the Resident Evils. But the reason I'm going 80 with this one is because those Resident Evil games are super short.
Yeah.
And this game is in depth, and it could be more in depth, but it's long, and you're gonna get somebody told me on Instagram, shout out, that it was like they played 60 hours before they beat it. And it's like, now I can see, I'm like, yeah, okay. Maybe not 60 hours. I don't think I'll play 60 hours before I beat it, but I can definitely see beating
How you
it
could.
and then going back and playing an extra 20 hours to do the rest of the stuff. So that's why I'm at $80. You'll be getting your money's worth if you spend $80 on this on the regular version.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it. You don't do scores, do you?
No. I mean, I would have said like 70, but I don't. But I wouldn't.
Baller.
But I'm also not playing it, I mean,
You did the bamboo slicing.
yeah, but I mean, just for the beauty alone, just for the beauty alone. Yeah.
I liked them.
I was proud of myself.
cool.
I couldn't believe I got it. I got the 7.
I started doing them without looking.
Yeah, he was trying to show off.
I was showing off.
On the 7?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
He would look over. He would look over at me and be like,
Yeah. So if you got something you can't do, let me know. I'll hit you out.
Man, don't talk.
I'll do the Jordan free throw. I do it with my eyes closed. So anyway, I know it's a lot of stuff we're missing. Like we really didn't get into the weapons and the point system and all that kind of good stuff. But
you like playing like Batman.
Playing like Batman.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Grappling hook, some smoke bombs.
oh, the waving cape.
I'm just now starting to use the smoke bomb because I'm starting to run out of items because the enemies are getting
Harder.
tougher. And what I like about the enemies getting tougher is like they're not just stronger enemies.
Oh, they're smarter.
Well, they're smarter.
They're faster.
They have more armor. Like you can tell, like, oh, okay, they got upgraded armor. Like they got this, and they got fire bows, and they got. So yeah, those standoffs, dope.
I love the standoff when you do the 3 slice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, in slow motion, I love it.
Slow motion for me.
Doom, doom, doom. No, we don't want to do slow motion.
Huh?
Anyway, is that a key that it might be time to wrap up the show?
Okay,
Doom, doom, doom.
let's do it.
Is it?
Either that or Jeopardy's ending. I don't know which one.
Jeopardy. Price is Right. Come on. Sasquatch. Anyway, let's see if I can get to a wrap up.
You know you believe in Sasquatch.
I do not. But what
I bet I know one person that would disagree with you.
yeah, we know one. But what I do believe in is Vagabond Nerds. So go ahead and get your plug in.
Vagabond Nerds. Catch us on Facebook. Once again, you can email us vagabondnerds@gmail.com. We are on YouTube at Vagabond Nerds. And more importantly, one more time,
we're gonna get him to stop saying Vagabond Nerds on YouTube. We're gonna get him to stop saying that one.
That's why I'm doing it on purpose, by the way.
Oh, okay.
AVersion TV.
Yeah. AVersion TV. What am I? What are we on? What are we doing?
AVersion TV.
AVersion TV. I just saw that pop up.
Yeah. So let me do my normal spiel because you made me just get all off course earlier. So follow us at ANX Gamecast on all social media outlets and wherever you get your favorite podcast. Speaking of your favorite podcast, if you're listening to this audio only, shout out. But we are on YouTube under AVersion TV. Go there, watch all the videos, like all the videos, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get all of the updates.
That's it for today, guys. Thanks for listening to ANX Gamecast. Join us next week where we will have our full Paprika review. See you next time.
Big Zoo.
Paprika. No.